Today is 28th December 2020. So we'll continue with our event projects and other things which we do every day. So let's start with the event project. Before that, one second. So there is a problem with one of the students. So he's getting the error when he runs the npm run dev. So we'll first resolve that and then we'll continue. So if you see the directory structure is here, we have path server and then there is a client is another folder. And if you go to path server, there is no client folder inside the path server. And whenever you run the package.json inside the path server, so see what is in the package.json. So it is client is running as npm start prefix client. So here we are mentioning the client folder as a client, but client is outside the path server, and this package.json is inside the path server. So when you run the npm run dev here, it will not work because it will look for the client folder inside the path server, and we don't have any client folder inside the path server, and it will give error. See, we are getting the error because client folder is not inside. See, it's searching for the client folder which is not inside the path server. Client server folder is outside the path server, so this will not work. This line will not work. Okay, so to fix this, either you move this client folder. This client folder is created automatically because of it was finding. So either you move this client folder inside the path server, or you have to change this part. So you have to go to the client folder, and where is the client folder? Client folder is outside the path server. So I'll go // So 2 dot means I go outside from the path server. When I go outside the path server, I have the client folder. So I have the client folder outside the path server. So if I do .client, it should work. Okay, now if I run npm run dev, okay, so maybe he's using the node mailer and node mailer is not installed. So this is another error we are getting, but we are not getting the client one. So let's see why this error is there now. So he is using the node mailer, but node mailer is not installed in the package dependencies. So we are getting this another error. So let's install the node mailer because he uses the node mailer here. And he is also using the body parser, which is also not here. So let's install these two. So if you use any package here, you have to install it before you use it. Okay, so I installed these two packages. Let's see in the package.json, we have this two packages here. So let's run again, npm run there. So server is started, now client, we are starting the client. So let's see what is problem with the client. So here in the client, he has specified the proxy, I think, which is still again the problem. So let's see what, so this proxy, because of this proxy, maybe it's giving the error. Let's remove this proxy. Okay, so now it got started. So this local 3000 is working. As you see, now this is working and server is also working. It's working on the port 1339. Let's see. Okay, so this is fine. So he can do the changes. So you got this, Ole? This is for you. So maybe you can fix your code later as I did. So let's start with our project. So did you got what I fixed it? Everyone? Are you able to hear me? Okay. So before starting today's lecture, let's talk about something which the project which I gave you. Maybe once I finish this event project, you can submit your project. So event project, I will finish it today with limited resources, but we will continuously enhance this project for a few more days. So that is the task which we'll do. The light part of the event project will be done today, but we will be improving more details later. Okay, so before going still further to this event project, I'll just give one more task to you. We did stacks and queues. So I will give the two problems today, but I'll not solve them today. I'll solve in this week only. But I would like you to solve first before I solve it. So before even working on those two problems, just revise the stacks, what we did in the stacks. If you don't remember, it's in the JavaScript. I put it in the JavaScript. This is a stack function which we did few days back. So this is a stack. So try to learn this stack and try to execute this stack in the Chrome console panel to see if it is working fine, and try to experiment it before really working on the two problems which I'll give you now. So the two problems will be, the first problem is you have to create a function So problem number 1. These are related to the stacks. It is called parenthesis checker. So how to check parenthesis? So there will be function, and I will pass something like that inside that function. So something like that. So if you see, curly bracket starts first and ends in the last. Then there is a round bracket, and then it ends in the second last. Then there is a rectangular bracket, it ends here. So the first, it looks like the first which we, let's see what happened. So the parenthesis which starts here should match with the last parenthesis, okay? And then the second one should match with the second last. So like this you have to check. So you have to put this in the stack, curly bracket. As soon as you get the first element, you put it in the stack. Then you put this in the stack. Then you put this in the stack. So you have put all the elements in the stack. Now, if you see the reverse one, you have to take out from the stack and check the reverse one. And then you have to check again. If you see reverse one, you have to take out from the stack and check this reverse one. And if you see again the reverse, this parenthesis, you have to take the curly bracket from the stack and check the reverse one. So something like that, you have to match the parenthesis, and it should return the true or false. So if it matches, because curly bracket starts first, ends last, so it matches, then it is true. Another example which does not match is like this. If I start with the curly bracket, then if I start with the round bracket, and then I start with the rectangular bracket. So this is fine. As soon as I start the round bracket is ended. But if someone passes like this, round bracket, rectangular bracket, then round bracket, then rectangular bracket. So this does not match it, because this starts the second, it should end in the second last. Since we messed up the code, this should return false, and this above one should return true. So you have to put each one using the stacks. You have to solve this problem. We'll do together this problem in this week, but before we do, you try to work on this so that when I do, you should be clear on what we are trying to do. Next problem which we will do is this one. So this is called decimal to binary number. So decimal to binary number will be function, and I will pass the decimal number like 10, and it should return me the binary number like 0101, something like that. So what we are doing, we are passing the decimal number, and we want the output in the binary number. So this is the decimal number, and this is the binary number. You can return binary number like this, or you can return in array, or however you want to return this binary number. So this is the task. So you have to look into the Google, what is the decimal number, what is the binary number, how to convert decimal number in binary number. And once you know how to convert decimal number to binary number, you can try to use the stacks to complete this problem. So input will be the decimal number, output will be the binary number. So these two problems you have to do today so that when I do this problem in this week, you should be aware of these two problems. Now let's see where is our project reached. Let's try. So this is my event project. I made the detail page also, where I put here the important information, and here we have the event details. So here I will, on the third column, I will put some action items, the actions which I want to take on this in this post. So for example, so we completed the delete part also, right? The delete part is also done. So the only part is remaining is the edit one. So rather than putting the action item here right now, I will let me first create one post and then we'll see. Okay, so this is the one I can delete it from here. I can delete this record, which I did that, and I should be able to edit this record also. So either I put edit delete here, or I put in the detail here on the third column. I can put action item, and here I can say edit and delete. So, or I can add one more in the detail page. In the detail page, I can create third column also. Right now we have the two column 4 and 8. Rather than 4 and 8, I will make 4, 5 here, and I copy this one. Okay, here I will make 3. So total should be 9. One is 4. Total should be 12. 4 and 5 is 9. 9 plus 3 is 12. So here I'll say actions. Okay, so this is the actions on the right side, and I will put exactly same thing what I put in the home.js. So this edit part, I have to put this edit part here. So let's see if we have user here or no. We don't have user here, so let's take the user part also there. Where is a user? Okay, so I have user here. Let's take this part in the detail page. Since I am using user, so I need the user also. And I will check if the user, so user should be, so in previous page we have item, but here in this page we don't have item, we have the form values. So let's see where is the user in the form value. So we have the user in the form value also. So I'll check the form values. Dot user dot ID. So this is the logged in user ID. If it is equal the form value user ID, I give two links, edit and delete. So again, this ID is not right. We have to use the form value dot ID. And link is not here, so we have to import the link also. So link is here. Okay, so once this link is here, I can go to edit page and I can go to delete page also from here. Okay, so these are the action item on this. We can add more action item on this side. For example, flag. User can flag this. If user flag this, it will not be visible. So if you go Craigslist and let's go to any post. So there's a flag kind of thing. If I flagged it, no one will be able to see it because flag means some bad content is there and you don't want to see that this post. Something wrong is in this post. So admin should look on this post, something like that, or you want to delete it permanently. It depends on you, what you want to do with the flag. Or you can put in the favorite also, and you can have one menu where you can see all your favorite items. But right now we will have only these two, one, edit and delete. We'll add more items in few days, but that is not the real part of this project now. The project which I want to see is this one only. But we will improve it to much better extent in few days. So this is about this one. So I go to detail page, I can edit and delete also. So this is about detail page. We completed detail page, we completed the home page. Only part remaining is edit page. Before I say this is done and I want your assignments till that. So let's work on the edit page. So right now if you see, I have this form, the add part. And this part, it has the various fields. Okay, so this is the form. I can create another edit page like this, and I can copy this whole thing in the edit part, and then I can use this edit page separately. But the problem will be right now we have only few fields, like 5-6 fields. It is easy to manipulate at two places, but tomorrow if this grows to many n number of fields, maybe 10, 20, then fixing at both the places will be little tiresome and not advisable. So rather than using the edit page, I will modify this add page to support the edit part also. So we'll do today this part, that in the add page also we will do the code of edit part. So that is the part which I will be doing it today. First I'll go in the routing. In the routing, if I see edit part, it is calling the edit component. So instead of edit component, I'll call add component. So if I go to this link, previously it was going to the edit component, now it is going to add component. Let's remove this edit part. Let's delete this edit component. Okay, now here in the add one, I'll just see what is props coming here as. Okay, let's see what are the props coming here. So if I'm on this add page, you will see the props are coming with match, params is coming empty, path is add. Now let's try to go to edit page. If I go to edit page, you will see the props are coming like match, params and ID. I'm getting the ID in the edit page, and whereas in the add page, I'm not getting the ID. So let's try to get this ID here in the code. I'll say constant ID equal to props dot match dot params dot ID. So if I'm on the edit page, I'm getting the ID. You will see ID is coming here like this. But if I'm on the add page, ID is not coming. So ID is undefined. So based on this ID, we will know that this is to be added or it is to be edited. So if the ID is there, based on the ID, I will try to do different things. So the first thing is we have to get the record, because we want to manipulate the record, so we want to get the record. And to get the record, I'll go to the detail page and I'll try to grab this. I have ID here also. So I'll copy this use effect of the detail page inside the add page. So here we have to write the use effect, and here I'll paste it. And here I will say, if I don't have ID, I'll return it. So this use effect, in the process, I will check if not ID, if ID is not there, then just return it. And we are passing the ID here, we are also passing the history. So we have to also create one history, constant history equal to props dot history. And I'm taking this history and passing this history here in this use effect dependencies. And I call the table name, and table name is this one which I get from the config. I check object ID is equal to ID, and then I console the results and I update the form value, this form value. Here I need one more user one. Okay, so I update the user one, and I update the ID also in the form value. So let's check this page. So we don't have clear station storage, which we have in the home detail page. So let's copy this one also, this line. So this is the add page. Let's go to the edit one. First we'll work on the edit part and see. Then we'll see whether add is also working or not, because we are manipulating the add page. Now as soon as I go to the add page, you will see I have pre-populated data because I get the form value from the server and I update the value of the form here. Though we are not updating this venue details right now, but I'll fix that part also in some time. And I'm not getting this category checked. That is another problem. We have to fix it. Okay, and when I click submit, right now it will add new record because we did not did anything to update it. Okay, so let's this is complete, this part that we got the record. Now we'll go into the handle submit and we'll try to fix this part so that if I'm edit, I should update it. Right now it will create a new record because here based on this one I'm creating a new post, and if there is a new post it will create a new record. So when I'm in the edit part, I don't want to create the new record, I want to edit the record. So I have to fix this part. So here I'll check if I have ID, then I will try to do the edit thing, else I will try to do the new record. So this post part, so this is a constant. Instead of constant I'll use the let post equal to null, and I'll remove this constant. I'll copy this part inside the else part, because if it is else I want to create a new post. But if I'm on the edit part, I don't want to create the new post, I want the post with this ID. That is something I have to grab this part. I have to grab this part and put it here. So here, instead of results, I'll use the post one. And if we don't get any record, I will again redirect it to the previous page. So either I get the post from this part or I get post from this part. So that is the difference in the edit and the creation. Once I get this post, if I save, it will save the post with this ID. But if I create a post as a new, it will create a new record in the database and it will save as a new record. I can use directly the history now. So is this clear, this part? So when I say first item, that is only, it will get only one record, and based on the ID, it will be only one record. There will be no two records. We are editing only one ID per session. We are not editing two ID at one time. So not in params means what? So in params, I don't understand. No in params means what? There will be only one ID. I'm not sure why two ID will be there. Based on this link, I will get only one ID. So in the params, I'm getting only one ID. And based on this ID, database will give me only one record. So this part will give only one record. So there will be only one record per ID. And when I say first, it will only grab the one ID. It will not take the two IDs. And also this ACL part, I want to only do ACL pass when I create a new record. I don't want to do it when I have the insert record. So here I will say, so I'll cut this ACL part and put it only when I have ID. So if I have ID, then only I will put this ACL part. When I don't have ID, I have to put it. So I'll say when I don't have ID, that means when I add it, only I use the user part and this ACL part. This part should be only when we are inserting the new record. Okay, we don't want to change the ACL once the record is there. In the edit part, we don't want to change the ACL. If you want to change the ACL, then you can use it. Otherwise, we don't want to use it. And we don't want to use the user also when we edit. So this part should be only when we are inserting. Rest all part can be there. I can put this also inside this one. So this ACL part and the user part should only appear when we are inserting. Now, this page should render only if I am editing. This page should render when we have the form values. So here I will say, if ID is there, that means we are editing, and there is no form value dot ID. Return null. So that means if I'm editing, ID means we are editing. If there's no ID, that means we are not editing, we are inserting. So if ID is there, but I don't have form value dot ID, where we are updating the form value dot ID, we are updating here when we get the result. This is the part where we are adding the form value dot ID. So if I'm not getting the form value dot ID, that means if I'm not getting any data from the server, I don't want to display any of the front page code unless I get that data. So if I'm editing, I should wait till I get information from the server about that ID. So here, so if I'm inserting, I don't care about this line. Okay, I want to show the page. But if I'm editing, I will wait till the information is, till we get the information from the server. That is, till we update this part. So we don't want to edit if I'm not getting any information. So we have to wait till we get information from the server, and then only we have to show this page. Okay, so this page should be displayed only when we get information from the server. So let's create one more post. So as soon as I click the post, since this form is rendered already, we are not getting any, we are getting the predefined value. which is wrong. This is the value which I was putting when I was editing it. So if I'm editing it, I'm getting this value here. And if I clicking the post, though URL is saying add, but I'm still seeing that information which I don't want it. So I will fix that part also. So if I'm adding, I don't want this information to be displayed. So to fix that, so here when we say if not ID return, see we are saying this one. So this part, we will try to fix this part. If no ID, that means we are adding the record. And here I will try to fix this. So what I'll do, I will use the set form values and I will put the initial data here. So either I can put initial data or I can copy this part and put it here. So if let's say if I'm putting initial data here, let's see if this is working or not. So if I'm on the add page, I'm not able to see anything. Let's go to the edit page. And then I try to click post. Okay, so everything is gone because we are using the initial data, and initial data is something it renders it with the empty things whatever we have. So let's try to put something. Let's try to change the map to San Francisco. Let's choose about 3-1 and I'll choose some date. Okay, let's create it. So this new one is created. If I click to edit it, I am able to see the new one. Map is not updated. We have to fix this map part, and checkbox are not checked. We have to fix that one. Since we have limited amount of fields in this, so I'm using checkbox. If it is too big, I would have used the select box. So this is updated fine correctly on the 3rd December. So everything is fine. So we have to fix two things now. One is this one map thing, and second is this one checkbox. And this title is also wrong. It's saying create new event. We should say update event. So let's fix the title first. So here I can say I can create a variable. So if I have ID, the title will be update event, and if it is not ID, I will have to create new event. So if I have ID, I will say update event, and if it is not there, then I say create new event, and I'll take this title, put it here. Okay, I would have taken directly also this part here rather than putting here. So I can see the update event, and if I post, I'll see the new event. Okay, so it's saying update event. Now let's fix this checkbox. Let's see what is the problem with the checkbox. I'll go to the widgets, checkbox in an array. So we have on change behavior, and we are we passing value? Let's see what is the value coming. Okay, let's take that one. So we are passing the value, but we are not using this value anywhere. Are we using this value? Let's check. Okay, so we are using this value here in manipulating the change behavior, but we are not using this value to pre-check the form element. So let's try to fix that part in the pre-check one. Let's see what is the item also. Okay, so I will see the value first. So value is coming 3 because we checked only 3 in this edit part, but we are not displaying it here. And in the item, we have the value and the label. So we have to see match if this value is inside this array. If it is true, that means if this value is inside this array, then we have to check it. And if it is not, then we have to uncheck it. So here I will say check the equal to. So here I will write something like I'll take this value. This is the array. If this value dot includes, there is a JavaScript command includes, which will check whatever we have inside this include. We will check this part in the array. So value is the array, and we say if includes, what we are including it, this item dot value. So if item dot value is inside this value, value is the array, and if it is inside, this will be true and checked will be true. And if this value, this item is not there inside this value which is an array, then it will become false and check will be false. So here, now we will see all these 3 are checked because it checks art and film inside this array. Yes, it is there, so it will check. Carrier is inside this array. Yes, it is there, so it will get checked. And charitable is there and it is checked. So we are able to now check it. Okay, 1 second. So I'll remove this value part. So we have modified this checkbox in array. Now the thing part is that location map. I already told that we generally don't try to change this location map, because if I try to change this with the latitude of this one, if I try to use this one form value dot location dot latitude, let's try to put that, then I'll tell you what error I'm getting. So let's try to put this latitude. And longitude. So I put latitude, longitude there. So you will see. So you will see this part is showing correctly. This map has moved it, but as soon as I try to move the map, you know, I am not sure if it is clear with you, but this really creates problem because we are updating the latitude, longitude again and again, and that is not the right way to do that one. It becomes the rendering little slow. Okay, so let's try to post it. So if I'm using post, right now rendering is still same. Okay, let me change this one. Let me remove this one. So if I change this, you will see it is rendering very quickly. Okay, because we are not updating the latitude every time. If I have used the form value, the rendering is little bad because it renders. It takes time. If you see, I have put it again. I'll put it again. You will see there is no smooth rendering. See, it is not smooth rendering. So I don't want to put this here like this one. So this latitude and longitude. So this latitude and longitude should be, it should be a very smooth kind of thing. So I cannot put latitude and longitude here. And I cannot put this form location dot location form value dot location because it is creating the rendering problem in this one in map. So let's try to fix it. So because form value is getting updated every time we change the form, so we cannot put it. We need to create some extra variable here, so that we can fix it. So what extra variable will be creating it like this? So we'll create some 3 more variables. One is called the latitude, one is called the longitude, and one is the address. So here instead of this one, let's create 3 variables more. One is called the latitude, and one is called longitude, and one will be the address. Okay, so sorry. So we are getting 3 variables here. Now I'll take this latitude and put it inside the latitude of this one. And I'll put the longitude here. So now what will happen? When the page will render, I will update this latitude and longitude when I'm getting data from the server. And it is only one time. So when I move the marker, this latitude is not updated with the new value. And so right now the latitude longitude will be only with the value which we have in the first place when we update the results. So it will not change when I move the marker. So that is fine. If I change it, that is the problem. Now I'll set the latitude. When I get the result from the backend, I will update the latitude also by saying this is the location dot latitude. Inside location we have latitude, and we have longitude also. And here I'll say set longitude. So we are updating latitude, longitude. So if I'm on the add page, latitude, longitude is always null. So this is fine. This will work fine. So map is going smoothly. But if I'm on the edit page, now latitude, longitude is set only one time. So this should also be smooth. Though it is not updated with the San Francisco, which I'll check later, but at least this is smooth. It's going smooth. Okay, so let's check a little bit on San Francisco. It should be on the San Francisco, and why it is not there on the San Francisco. Okay, so I updated this one. Let's update the address also. And that address will be formatted address. Okay, now let me display this address. So if I get this address, I want to display this address here. So here I will say if I have ID, that means I'm editing, then I will show one div tag. So if I'm editing, I want to show one div tag with current address. Let me see current address. Okay, let's take this one. So this is the current address, San Francisco, CA. Okay, but this is not updating in the map. This is only updating here. So we have to update this San Francisco in the map also. Let's check why when I'm passing latitude, longitude, it is not going to that position. Right? So let's take in the map. So as soon as I call map, I pass the latitude, longitude here, which goes here, and I go to initialize one. And if I have latitude, I show address with the new latitude, and I show the map. Let me console.log here. And I'll also check the longitude. We are getting new latitude and new longitude, which is 37. What is there in the database? $37.95155. 95155. So we are getting longitude correctly, but we are not updating the map somehow. Try to see the address. Let me remove some of the console.log. Let's check now. So we are getting results. Okay, so we are getting this results correctly here. I'm getting these results correctly here. Okay, but this is updated with the new one. Okay. Okay, so we are somehow getting these results, and then this form field is updated with the current one. Okay. Why it's updating the current one? So this result is coming correctly first time, and then it is updated with the current address. So we save the place with the old address first. Then what happened? We save the place with the old one, right? Let's go further. And we update the form. I'm just looking. We are calling the hey in the initially because we don't have latitude, longitude. We are reaching here correctly, right? This is fine. Okay, now it's coming correctly. It's showing me in the San Francisco. So, yeah, because of the position, once the set form value happen, this ID is getting updated, and the ID is getting updated, and it was, passing this latitude longitude 2 times, and somehow because of that, it was exactly. I will drill more into it. Why exactly it was not working with the updated one? But if I put both, this ID is set after I set the latitude longitude, and at that time this latitude longitude was passed simultaneously together in the location map. And so we should update this ID only after we update the latitude and longitude. So because of that, it was not rendering properly on the page. So though we were passing the new latitude, but these two were not passed together, and because of that, it was rendering initially and rendering with the half one, and then somehow it was not rendered with the new latitude longitude. It is taking my current position. So the solution is to update the latitude longitude before we update the ID, and that way we avoid this problem of updating the map. And now map is also smooth. It's smooth. It's not refreshing. And here I'm showing the current address because user will try to move the marker. So he should also see what was the current address. If he's not satisfied with this one, he can change it manually to whatever he wants. Okay, so that was the fix for that one. And let me remove all the console.log. Okay, so we should have only the form value, and form value is correctly, and we are able to see everything with this one also, and map is also working fine. We are showing the current address, though I'm not putting some font right now. Just I'm showing this one. I could have updated. Okay, let's make only one change. I'll make this current address part bold, so that it looks. So this part I will put it in bold. Okay, rest everything will be fine. So this current location will be visible only because user will try to change the map, and he should know what was the currently saved location was there. And that's the reason I'm putting the current location. And if I update it, So let's get updated with the new title also. So we see the address is changed. I can change it again now to 49 South Venice. Now this is changed. Title is updated with the new one. Okay, so this is new address. Also, I want to do one more change. Instead of returning the null till the server gives the response, here in the local it is very fast, but on the server it will be, user has to see, user will see white page. So instead of white page, I will try to return this icon, loading icon. So till we get something from the server, I will see this loading icon here also. So if you see, we are getting loading icon 2 times, one for the page, and then it goes loading and it comes. So user knows something is coming from the server. Okay, so user will know that he's not on the white page and he's on the server page. Okay. So this is my old address which I saved it. I can change the new address also if I want. So this is all about edit page. So this is a light version completed. We can call as a light version, though we need lot of improvement if we want to go to production kind of thing. So what things are remaining, for example? So one is the form validation, which we'll do in few days. So form validation means if you try to post without any title or without any description, if I click submit, I should get error that please fill the or title is required, something like that. So we need this one. We need this. Who created this one? Right now I see only this one. Who created it? I need to add that part. So I'll say who created it. Information about the creator. So that part is also there, missing. And what is remaining in this one? Who created it? Okay. And also I want here right now, I have description. Here you can add photos and everything. But I also want to integrate this get file, get image, and get YouTube. If in case user wants, this is the event detail. In case user want to show some images or YouTube or some file. And this is not the only purpose of the event. So tomorrow if I go with another one, what you call topic, for example, sale. I want to show in video how the product looks like. So for that I need the image, videos and all. So for that I need this get file, get YouTube and get image. I also want the upload facility. Generally I avoid to do upload. On my server. But if you want to really add on your server, or if I want to use it on my server, then I should have some facility. So we will be building the upload feature also, so that user can upload his own image. The only case I want to upload is, many times YouTube blocks the video because of some community guidelines. So right now, for example, right now COVID is going on. And if you talk anything about that COVID is fake, then YouTube will delete that one, right? YouTube don't want something like this. So if you say COVID-19 is fake and something, it is misleading, or maybe you can say top authorities is misleading. So if you do something like that, if you put something like that in the Facebook or Twitter or YouTube, this part will be deleted. Okay, so they don't want something people to say like this. This will be deleted from the Facebook. So if I want to build something like community website, but I want that people are open in their views and they can give their views as much they want. So I want my people to upload with all their views, whatever they have, even if it is right or fake or whatever it is. I don't want it to be blocked because some people believe it or some people don't believe it. So something, if I'm building some kind of community website, I want everyone to post whatever they like, then I will allow them to upload it because YouTube is blocking, Facebook is blocking, and I don't want to block them. Then I will allow them to upload on my server. So this is the one case I feel that I should allow upload. I want that it should be free world, and anyone has any views, it should not be blocked or it should not be told to everybody. So, it's not a dictatorship. So I want in free world everyone can do whatever they want. So something I'm thinking to build some community website, but anyone can put anything. In that case, I want user to upload on my website. But then there are a lot of problems. If I upload on my server, then I have to manage it in a very large scale. I need to put load balancers. I need to invest a lot of money. Otherwise, with one server, if many people are uploading on the server, then it will become too much. But anyhow, if you want to do upload on a server, we will be building upload part also. Okay, let's try to, this whole screen, I don't like this taking the whole screen. So let me try to fix that part. Because this screen is small, I can see it okay, but if it is very big screen and taking the whole screen is something will create a problem. It doesn't look really nice to me. So this is the div tag, create event, div tag. I'm thinking where to put. Let's put here, for example. If I put in this div, border, let me put border 1 pixel to see how it goes. Solid. Okay, let me check. Okay, so I will put width of 100%, max width of whatever I want. For example, I'll want 600. Okay. Okay, 600 is one of the width, or I can reduce a little bit more, 500. Let's make it 500. And if I give margin left equal to auto, margin right equal to auto. It should be in the center. So it is center in the center. Okay. So yeah, it should be little small. I don't want to take full screen. So let's make it like this one. Okay, this is the add page. I'll put some style, width equal to 100%, max width equal to, let's take 600 pixel. So if it is mobile, it will take 100%. Max width will be automatically the full screen. On mobile, full screen is fine, but on the big screen, I don't want to take the whole space. Then I'll say margin left equal to auto, margin right equal to auto. Okay, let's refresh it. Okay, so now it's taking the center screen with 600. The 600 is fine. Even if my monitor is big, too much big, 600 looks decent kind of thing. If you still feel it's big, you can reduce it to 400 or 500, whatever you feel comfortable. Okay, let me see what else I can do today in this one. Okay, so before we do more on this one, I will be working on this part. So this sign in page and sign out page is doesn't look really very good if I go in the mobile. So on the desktop it is fine, but if I go to mobile, you will see this doesn't look good. So I'll be changing this layout to some different one so that I can see good layout in the mobile also. And when I go to sign up, right now I have only 3 fields. I will be adding more fields in it. So I'll be changing this too in the next lecture. So we'll be updating it. I will also be using Material UI. So you have to download that Material UI also. So let me see what we can download. So one of them is a Material UI core. It will just install that part. Let me go to client. It should be, we have this server code here, and there is a client folder here. So anything which we talk about React is client. So we have to go and install in the client code, cd client, and I'll install the Material UI. I'll be using Material UI in some of my pages, and in future, many of the pages will be completely Material UI. So when we do Material UI, I have to put this link in my HTML file. So I'll take this link and I'll open my HTML folder that is in the public index.html. I have to put I already have the font awesome, which I will remove it if I don't use it, but at least let me add the Material UI. Part. So I'll put the link in this link in the. So you can go to Material UI and grab the link, this font link. So this is the installation of Material UI. I also want to install the Material UI icons. not shown here. Where is it? So this is the icon part. I will install this part also. So we will be using these two things. Material GUI and Material GUI icon in some of our pages. So that's why I just installed today. But whenever I'll use it, I will let you know. So at least you just install it and we can use it whenever we want it. So that's all for today.